Good morning, my wonderful BCS scholars, my fourth grade unit. What's up, guys? This is Mr. T coming back at you with Hanging with Mr. T science class. So, the other day we went over forms of energy and we went through the forms of energy. Now we're going to specifically talk about, in the next couple of days, specific forms of energy. Okay, energy and motion. All moving things have kinetic energy. The amount of kinetic energy depends on the speed, meaning how fast something is going, and mass of the object. Look at the time lapse photo of the boy tossing around an orange. This is him holding it. This is his first throw. This is the orange here in its different stages and coming back down. Okay, an object with great mass, meaning the weight, so speed and mass, meaning how fast something is moving, mass, meaning how heavy it is. When an object with greater mass would also have more kinetic energy. Kinetic energy relating to or resulting from motion. When the boy throws the orange, he gives it kinetic energy. As the ball rises, it slows down. Its kinetic energy is gradually converted into potential energy. Remember when I had the bottle in the last video? Or the pencil? Potential energy. That is energy that is not at work. So it has the potential to work, but it's not at work yet. As the orange falls, the potential energy is converted back into kinetic energy. So A, the orange is at rest in the boy's hand. He gives orange he gives the orange kinetic energy when he throws it. So if Mr. T is holding it, right? So I will be able to give this kinetic energy when I throw it. So as it comes down, see? Sorry about that, guys. That was not an acrobatic trick. I just dropped my camera as well. Sorry about that. Let me clear this up. That was funny. Um, I'm glad my camera didn't break though. So when I threw it, I gave it kinetic energy, right? This I'm trying to take the glare out of the camera. This this part over here, this shadow part over here. I'm trying to take that out of the camera. Okay. Cool. So B says, as the orange rises, its kinetic energy changes to. What do you think it changes to? C, at the top of the throw, the orange has its maximum potential energy. So at the top of the throw, the orange has its maximum kinetic potential energy. D, as the orange falls, its potential energy changes back into. So you guys will answer these questions, right? Let's see what's happening. Forms of potential energy. There are different forms of potential energy. Some forms have to do with an object's position. Other forms have to do with an object's makeup. When people say something produces energy. So when people talk, it produces energy. Remember, we were talking about sound energy in the last video. We will talk about sound energy in depth coming up. They mean that the energy is converted from potential energy to a useful form. meaning its potential is manifesting. So when someone says, "Oh, you have great potential," that means that you can do, but you're not presently doing, but you have great potential, or it's potential, meaning it's stored. So once you start working towards it, you're working. The energy is working. A raised object, gravitational. A raised object has what is called gravitational potential energy. The orange the boy is throwing has this kind of potential energy. The higher or heavier an object is, the more gravitational potential energy it has. So, as the orange rises, kinetic energy changes to you are right, Hattie. Gravitational potential energy, right? And as the orange falls, its potential energy changes back into. Yes, JJ, kinetic energy. Changes back into kinetic energy. You guys are correct. How many? That was fun. So, yes. You will answer these questions: hypothesis, chemical energy, and then we'll do chemical energy. You have questions in the document that the assignment, so you guys can answer these questions right inside of the document. You don't have to copy it or make another one. Chemical potential energy. That means chemical potential. Chemical meaning an agent or some type of additive. Potential, we already said what potential was. Chemical potential energy is stored in the connections that hold particles together. A car uses chemical energy when it burns gasoline. The food you eat has chemical energy. When your body digests food, chemical energy turns into other forms of energy that you use to move, talk, and live. Interesting. So, when a car is resting, it is not burning gasoline. So it is not using chemical energy because it is what? It chemical potential energy. So when the car is parked, it is potential energy. It's not burning anything. It's not on. So when the car is moving, then chemical energy is when it burns gasoline. So when the car starts moving and that gas needle starts turning and it starts going lower and lower, it is chemical energy. Okay? Let's go on to elastic. A stretch rubber band or a compressed spring have potential energy. So, this is called elastic potential energy. The more a rubber band is stretched, the more potential energy it has. If you bounce, kick, or hit a ball, the ball also has this kind of potential energy. The ball's material and other air inside it compress like a spring. Elastic potential energy can change into sound energy as the rubber band is let go. So, this is called compressed spring have potential energy. This is called elastic potential energy. So, and the more I stretch it, the more potential energy it has. But it can turn into sound energy when it is released and it pops. So, elastic, stretch, ow, popped. And I had like a little sound energy there because when it popped, it kind of stung. So, you have energy and motion, forms of potential energy. Do not forget about your gravitational potential energy. And make sure that you answer these questions 8, 9, 10, and 11. 8, 9, 10, and 11. So you were able to definitely write in the document. Let's go to Google Classroom. This, you guys cannot see this because it will become available on tomorrow. So if you guys, it will become available today. So at 7 a.m. it will become available. If you have any questions, please email me or write a comment inside Google Classroom. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day and a fantastic morning. This is Hanging with Mr. T signing out. Keep calm and sail on.